Hey guys, it's your boy Arastu Mirza. On YouTube, I've been cubing for about 9 months. I just got a 0.72 2x2 average. Wanted to break it down for you guys. Average 1.95 on 2x2 to 2.75. So this was a big shocker for me to get, and I think it's honestly been a long time coming because these have been some very lucky scrambles and, in my opinion, some pretty nice execution. So yeah, and if you guys end up liking this video, it would mean the world if you could subscribe, like, anything to that effect. It's free and you can change your mind at any time. Helps me out a ton. I can reach some new milestones, but only if you like it. Don't want y'all blindly listening to what I'm gonna do, but I'm gonna just show y'all how I did this. For context, I do average only about 10 TPS on a good day, and I use the moyu weipo V5, like with all the magnets and stuff. So yeah, I'm just gonna get into the recon. So on this first half, it was very easy to one look. It had the CLL. That was really slow, but I'm gonna show you how I figured out it was this. Well, it was actually from here, and then it was U prime into this. So how this happened is I just did a U here, and then inserted this piece, in my head, and then you can see that in my head I was like, here's two of the white pieces, here's one other one. When I insert this piece, this will link up here, orient this way, and then this is also gonna come oriented to the top. So I know that this is gonna be one of these, not the specific case, but just this OLL, that on 3x3. No! Finger tricks. Nice. Luke Garrett's. Felix Sam Diggs. Okay. Wait, this is really upsetting me. Now y'all get to see me do a no inspection solve. I'm just embarrassing myself on YouTube, I guess. I have negative look ahead on. We're not going 2 for 2. Yeah, so how I see this is I know the blue will link up with the blue here, and that this green is gonna link up with the green here, so, and then it's just gonna be a U prime into this CLL and a U. It's an easy to learn, not so great one, pretty much. It's this, so when you have double bar is very easy to recognize, and how I do this is I just do an F, then a Y perm, which looks like this, but you'll notice that it starts with an F, so you can do an F2, and it ends with an F prime. So instead of doing that last F prime, in this algorithm, we're just gonna do another F2, so yeah, and that ended up being 16.33 TPS, quite good. By the way, that was not my first solve. Usually I don't start separate averages, until I, get, sub PB solves, and that wasn't the first one. I think this 0.59 was. I typed it in as a 0.69. Nice. So I needed to redo it mid-average after I realized that I typed it in wrong on the second one. Whatever. I don't know if y'all want to really hear it. This was 9.32 TPS, so much more tame. But when you have 5 movers, that's how it's going to be. I do use the system of, I think it's called 1.5 HTM turn metric. Wait, that's redundant because half turn metric, turn metric. Okay, but pretty much how it works is this is 1 move. This is 1.5 moves. Because if I do this, it's harder to do than just this. But also if I do this, that can't be equal to just that. So yeah, long way to say, I use that metric. You can do it in a different metric if you want. I just think it's the most fair, but my opinion. So for this, I just checked each way I could do it. So that was a insane voice crack. Good God. First up, I see that this is gonna like rotate into here, and then this is gonna be like a very easy one with no AUF. I think that's actually just the Ortega main algorithm that most people use. So then I checked out this one. Usually I do check out that one first, but I don't know why. I just distinctly remember I checked this one first. I should change my one look checking order for that. And then I checked, and then I'm like, this is gonna go into here, and then this is gonna be like a decent OLL. And actually, interestingly enough, this is really nice in my opinion, because finger trick wise, I can go U prime, R prime, U prime. So yeah. Here, the next one that I chose was do this, and then use a pinch finger trick to insert here, and then a push U2, and then just drop the cube. A last layer skip? No way! I'll have to rewatch that. If y'all don't get that, just look it up, chat. So anyways, the way I figured this out is, obviously this is gonna be an all out skip, because like you can just tell that when this comes into this layer and this comes to here, like that's just like all out skip. But I also can see that since this piece is gonna come into here, and this piece is gonna come to here, at worst it will be one of these. So then I look for the other pieces, and I track this one. This is gonna come where? Down, which makes me see it's gonna be a skip. So yeah. Next up, my highest TPS sub 1 solve, 0.82. So this was like a very cracked scramble. I can see that instantly doing this isn't going to be bad, but rather what I do is I solve the blue side. So how to do blue on this. Firstly, I'll preface with if I break these up and then like re-get them, it's going to be the same case. And while some may argue that's better because one rotation is like better in that case, I strongly disagree. So this one might be a little harder for people of even my skill level to one look, but if like, well, first of all, for the first layer on this one, you can just, it's just so easy to do that. This is not a hard sequence of, whoa, that's not a hard sequence of moves to do by any means. Oh, wait, what way? So, yeah, I did that, and then, just for me, I can track that, but I think it probably would have been quite a similar time, even if I couldn't have one-looked it, because, like, look ahead on that would have been pretty easy. Next up is my 0.75, my, last counting time here. So, for this, it's, obviously just gonna be one move layer, but I do explore other possibilities, such as making the orange layer, not bad. making the red layer. Decent. But you should always check simplest first. And you know what? I'm glad I didn't psych myself out this time like I usually do. So I just did a pinch here, and you can, like, even the most beginner of beginners can see this is gonna be it. To tell what this will be. I pinched from here. Usually the two main algorithms would be this one, which is like this, or you could also do it like that, but I don't think that that's as good. Or you could do the inverse, which is also very simple, just a pinch. And we can actually see a cancellation here. So when I'm in here, I see that this will match up here. And then I can just go U2 into it and then start the CLO. And then once I finish it with an F, I just do a U prime. And like the coolest part about this solve is that I can just do this kind of thing where, yo, what? Let's try this one last time. The coolest part of this solve is that whoa. The coolest part of the solve is that, I get it now, is that once I do this, I actually did, like, since this was already down, I used my middle finger to do a U prime, which is just very, very weird. But it just naturally occurred in the moment, I guess. Finally, my 0.58, which had 1120 TPS. So for this one, there's a couple of colors you can go for. First off, green. I tried that, which is a good case. However, we had a bit of a me, myself, and pie moment here, in which if I insert this piece and then do a U prime, what I noticed is that we would have a block boat here. It is kind of like a 3-piece block, right? So then when I do an R and U2, just easy, so incredibly easy to finger trick, and yeah. So, thank you guys so much for watching. If you made it all the way here, probably like this, so I don't know what that says, but if you just want to, like, hit the subscribe button, I wouldn't be opposed to that. But completely your choice. I hope that this, like, educated y'all in a little bit of 2x2. And please, for the love of God, I need a sub 2x2 solver to try this average. Like, if we can get Sushin in the chat, like, please, for God's sake, help.